Going live. Hello, everyone. This is Christina Arnold. Welcome to our first YouTube Live. And what I'm going to talk about today is a brand new framework for parenting. And you can also use this in a multiple different things. You can use it for your job. If your husband's driving you crazy, your in-laws, what a perfect time to have a new framework to get ready for summer. And I'm seeing this. This is from some one-on-one coaching I've been doing as we are spending more time with our kids because it's summer. We love summer spending time with the kids. It's bringing up some friction about mismatched expectations and some stress. It's just so normal. So I'm going to give you a brand new framework. Apply it today. See some relief today. You can also apply it to your marriage, your family, your job. So for example, the example that's going to come up, and I've actually coached on this in multiple different scenarios. I'll just pick a blend of all of them, is I'm really upset that my daughter didn't say thank you. I don't feel appreciated. I feel invisible to her. So when this happens, here's the first step. First is always to make your feelings make sense. Of course, I'm hurting when I don't feel appreciated, because being appreciated is a basic biological need, because this relationship is so important, because I really care how I parent, really care I show up in the world. Of course, I'm hurting right now. So step one is always make your feelings make sense. Step two, which is the step I will say most of us forget all of these steps, but step two is, where can I feel appreciated all on my own? Where do I not need my daughter to say, good job, mom, in a certain way, at a certain time, a certain cadence, a certain tone? Where could I feel appreciated without all that? I mean, it is easier to feel appreciated, by the way, when daughter says thank you in a certain tone. Like, let's be honest. It is easier. And the work is, where can I feel the appreciation even when she doesn't? Because sometimes she won't. And my option isn't devastation. I have other options. I can feel appreciated on my own, which might sound something like, hey, I did a great job planning this trip. This was really cool that I came up with this idea. Not many parents are going to take their kid fly across the world to see Taylor Swift. This is remarkable. Good job, me. So all the things we want our child to say them to ourselves. Feel appreciated first. Take care of our needs first, because that will create immediate relief. I'm so proud of me that I did this thing. It's actually the solve that'll help you feel better right away. And when we don't have so much emotional charge, now we're not charging to our kids with all this unmet needs. And now we need them to solve for also proving that we're appreciative, and then solving our anger, and solving our judgment, and solving our disappointment, right? We can just show up to them with fully feeling appreciated, being able to fully enjoy the Taylor Swift concert, and being able to connect with them. Third step is really and this next step is such a beautiful opening, is the idea of, could we expand our definition of appreciation? So for example, for this mom, it was, I need her to say thank you at this time with these words, with this tone, which of course would bring appreciation. Also, it's a very rigid set of appreciation that is possible, very hard. It's maybe impossible for that other person to be able to satisfy all those requirements. So where could we expand our own definition of appreciation? Maybe that means appreciation looks like a thank you, love it, but also, where did appreciation happen that maybe I didn't recognize? And that might look like, she showed up, she flew to Germany with me to go to this Taylor Swift concert. She could have spent a week with her boyfriend, a week with her friends, a week at work, a week with the other in-laws. She chose me. There's some appreciation there. She got on a plane. She packed her bags. She put her bunny at the vet, right? Where was there appreciation that maybe I didn't recognize? Could I have a more expansive definition of appreciation? Because when you do, you might see what your brain just dismissed. You may find the appreciation, that connection you were looking for. It was in plain sight, and we couldn't see it through the suffering and the pain and the resentment and the anger. Where was she already showing appreciation? What if appreciation doesn't at all have to do with thank you, mom? It's shown in a million other ways. Last step 4, is you, of course, until the last breath, you may parent this child, even when she's 85. I just want to say, you don't stop. There's not going to be a time where you stop being a mom. Like once you're a mom, you have that identity for the rest of your life. Once you're a physician, you have that identity for the rest of life. You are still, of course, allowed to parent, but don't parent. Don't. My suggestion is to not parent from the place of you made me feel this way. I need you to make me feel this other way. Like our children are not responsible for our feelings. We are responsible for our feelings. That's a good thing. Of all the people in the world, like a teenager, you might not want in charge of your feelings because their hormones are like this. They're sorting through their own thing. You want your child to be mainly concerned about their own feelings because that's how they're going to grow up and live an extraordinary life that's not based on people pleasing and perfectionism and procrastination. It's raising a child who's so solidly aware of their wants and needs and filling them. That's a good thing, mamas. It's a good thing, right? It's a good thing. You're still allowed to parent. And the parenting, when you come from a place of love, child, I love you, and I also want to share. I would love it when we fly to Germany. I don't need a whole big parade. I would love for you to say thank you, Mom. You don't need to buy anything. You don't need to pay for the hotel. I just want you to say thank you, Mom. You get to still parent. What will help you parent is this beautiful thought. I am whole and complete just as I am. I can take care of all my emotions and feelings and appreciations just as I am. When I'm frustrated, that makes sense. I understand it. I can correct that frustration by dropping into appreciating myself just as I am. And she is whole and complete just as she is too. Kind of amazing that she has this whole big life with a boyfriend and a bunny and she's got a job and she's paying back her college loans. Kind of an amazing thing. She's whole and complete just as she is. When we come from a place of we are both whole and complete, there's just so much room for love and connection. And that's actually what you're looking for in your relationship with your children. To push this even further, now this you may not agree, and that's totally fine. But I just want to, as a coach, I just want to offer some opportunities. These are things I'm thinking of, so I'm actively working on myself to bring me so much peace. Is how might things be different if I drop the expectations entirely that my kid has to say thank you to appreciate me at the Taylor Swift concert in Germany? What would life be like if we just surgically excise that expectation? What would be left? It would be love. It would be fun. It would be connection. And she probably would show even more appreciation when there's not that, like, I need you to do this for me to feel whole and complete. We all come together as we're whole and complete. And there's so much appreciation that organically happens there. Not to mention, she probably wants to spend even more time with you because, listen, when you take your kid who's Taylor Swift concert in Germany, that's baller. So if we can just like loosen the painful attachments to it and just show up to our children feeling entirely appreciated by ourselves, available to love and connect with them and have fun, that's the magic of the parenting. What if we could drop our expectations about what we need our kids to do for us to feel whole and complete? And we can just complete that for ourselves. All right, follow along and subscribe to this channel for more. I'll see you on the next live. Bye, everyone.